Just pulled up to where I'm doing the podcast today. Today's guest I'm having on is Kenny Mills. He's a bodybuilder. Some topics we hit on, how he started lifting, some details about his lifting, like some lifts, some recovery stuff, what his goals are, and he's also training for a show June 15th. So his first show there, it's going to be super cool to get in depth of the bodybuilder mindset. So tune in. Let's go. Kind of just taking it back all the way to when you started lifting. Like, I know you're playing sports in high school, right? You were lifting through your sports, obviously. What sports did you play in high school?
So in high school, I played basketball for the first 3 years.
Okay.
And then my last year, I decided to play football.
Right on.
And not play basketball. It's sometimes I regret it, but sometimes I don't, but 3 years of basketball was fun, and then I just didn't feel like playing no more for a little bit, and then wanted to play football with my friends. And then that's actually when I didn't make that team, because I went back and try out for basketball again. I didn't make it. And then my buddy Adam goes, okay, you get to get big now anyways. You can play football with us. I'm like, all right. So that kind of kickstarted it.
Yeah.
But I've always been lifting all through high school with Coach Garrett. A lot of people are familiar with him. So I started really doing a lot of Olympic stuff in high school, like snatches and cleans, stuff like that.
Okay.
Not really training for size. I didn't start training for size until like 2 years ago when I was in college. But anyways, started doing a lot of that, gaining strength, and it helped a lot with basketball because I got so explosive, man.
Oh yeah.
I was able to dunk pretty easily. I was
5'11".
I was already an athletic kid growing up, but I was able to really get up. Man, once I was cocking the ball by my head, dude. Like a Derrick Rose old dunk.
Yeah.
I was so close to be doing that, dude. I was getting up.
Crazy.
I was getting up, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how high school went.
So you went to Crown Point, right?
Yes, Crown Point High School.
So you
graduated 2019.
2019, you went to Ball State. Then that kind of transitioned your lifting into college, where you started training a little bit for size a little bit. Then how did that go?
So to backtrack again.
Yep.
I started in high school with Olympic stuff, and then out of high school, my freshman year of college, I went to the rec center and started powerlifting instead, because there were no like snatches or cleans, or you just couldn't do it in the gym. I wanted to continue on doing it, but I've always been wanting to get strong. So about the first 3 years of college, I focused on powerlifting. More like, actually, let me rephrase again, power building. Okay. So I would start all my workouts with a bench press on chest day, or start my workout with a squat on leg day, and start my workouts with a deadlift on back day.
Okay.
And that's how that worked. And so I did powerlifting my freshman year, my sophomore year, and partially my junior year, and just gaining a bunch of strength. I got up to like 365 pounds on bench is my best, and then I got
freakish, dude.
And then I got to 425 on squat. And then I got to my deadlift was my worst though. It was just above 4, but less than my squat. At like, and most I got to was like 187 doing that.
Like your body weight wise?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Doing that. Mm-hmm. And then as we were talking about earlier, I joined a frat my freshman year. And towards the end of the freshman year, end of the first semester of freshman year, I always PR'd my first semester, by the way, the freshman year.
Okay.
And then towards the end of my freshman year, I was partying, I was having a good time here and there on the weekends.
Yeah.
And then I seen myself like lose like 10 pounds. I didn't gain 10, but I lost 10 pounds. I was dehydrated, wasn't eating enough food. And I was like, what? There's no way.
All those gains, man.
There's no way.
Yep.
And so I continue on powerlifting. After my first semester freshman year, I dialed it in. I was like, that can't happen no more again.
Yep.
So I dialed it in. I was like, I'm getting strength, and then my junior year, I met a guy named Jack Southard. Actually, no, I met him sophomore year, I believe. But he was a senior when I met him.
Okay.
And he wanted me to do the Mr. Ball State. So it's a bodybuilding competition.
Oh, that's sweet.
Mm-hmm. They don't. And then in 2020, COVID hit. 2019?
Yeah, 20. Yeah, around there.
COVID hit.
Yep.
And wasn't able to do it.
Oh man.
It wasn't able to do it. I would have been so small up there anyways. Now looking back on it, I was only like 190 pounds. I would have cut down like 160.
Yeah.
And 160 in my frame is not that very big.
Yeah, but still, getting like experience in something like that early, you know, it would have been kind of cool.
It would have been kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I hit them. We all had to go home, so I wasn't able to do that. But Jack Southard actually was the one who introduced me into bodybuilding.
Okay.
And that's when I started training with him off and on. Oh my God, our first leg day with him. That was brutal, dude. Brutal.
Pushing you to
brutal.
the
Well,
crazy.
brutal at the time.
Yeah.
Because ever since then, I've always amped it up. So that's how I got started with bodybuilding. Is through him and him teaching me how to do that.
Right on. So you're transitioning. You met like a mentor type figure at Ball State.
Yes.
You know, he introduced you to bodybuilding.
He eventually also became my coach as well for a little bit.
And he still is? Or
No, not anymore.
Okay.
Not anymore.
So boom, right there. I'm trying to paint a picture of like your bodybuilding like career here going into it. So that's what 2020 around that time you started bodybuilding.
So sophomore year to I keep getting my years mixed up. It was either sophomore or junior year. I can't remember at the top of my head. Where I met Jack, and that's when I started going
for sure
with the bodybuilding route instead.
And then you graduated college, what, 2023? 2023. Okay. You graduate, you're still doing bodybuilding in that time?
Yes, I'm still doing bodybuilding.
Okay. And then
okay, so I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
2020, my sophomore year is when I met Jack.
Okay.
And 2023 is when I got my own apartment. Okay. And when I got my own apartment, there's a place called Midwest Muscle Muncie, my favorite gym of all time. That's where I met my girlfriend. That's where me and my current coach met. It was a great atmosphere, dude. It was a perfect gym. It has garage doors and whatnot. The camaraderie is awesome there, dude. And I'm so glad it opened because I did not want to keep going back to the rec. Because I just didn't like the environment there. It wasn't like, because I'm more of like an old school kind of like bodybuilding guy in a new school era.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I want to go to the gym and work really hard, you know, grunting sounds and screaming here and there. I'm not even kidding, dude.
Ronnie Coleman
type of stuff, you know, like these new kids nowadays want to come to the gym and they just want to get content. And that is preached all over. Everybody's saying it because it's the truth. Yep. It really is. There's not many people with my kind of mentality where they just want to go to the gym, have a hard training session, and take a pump photo afterwards, or not during, or some maybe during it. But don't worry about getting the content during it.
Right, I mean, content's second.
Yes,
you know, you're in there to grind.
That's my mindset. Yes,
I like that. Yeah.
But going back to Midwest Muscle Muncie, I started training there, and that was my junior year of college.
Like 2022.
2022. Right. Graduate. I keep getting my timeline mixed up. That's all right. But I started training there.
Yep.
And that's when I met my current coach, Alex Mitch.
Okay.
He's a professional bodybuilder.
That's awesome.
He owns Midwest Muscle as well as his wife, Stephanie. And that's when things got like really serious.
That's when the next level.
That's when the next level hit right there.
Then you're like, damn, now I want to take this bodybuilding stuff a little bit more serious. I want to go. And then at that time, you're kind of looking for shows to train for?
So not yet. So I started training with Alex Mitch. I call him Mitch, is by his last name. I started training with Alex Mitch. He became my partner as well as his buddy Chris, who became my buddy at the same time. Us three together, we started training and going back in the leg day with Jack, who taught me how to really hit leg day at that time. And then when I met Alex and Chris, dude, that was
next level.
I threw up. I threw up.
That's
man.
when you know it's
bad.
a different level.
It was bad. I got through it, and it got easier as not easier, but mentally easier as it went on with training with those guys, because they will push you, and Alex will be like, 5 more, and when you know you can't do no more, you get 5 more regardless, because when he's screaming in your ear, you just kind of do it. You know what I mean? So that's when they really started showing me how to be a true bodybuilder. And then so Alex wasn't my coach yet. I started I trained with him for a little while. I was a broke college kid and couldn't afford a coach, so worked at Little Caesars.
Oh, been there.
Yeah,
right?
I worked at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Yeah, pizza. Man, it was hard working there sometimes though, because as a bodybuilder, you just can't eat the pizza.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's how I love pizza. I'm a big pizza fan.
That was the what was I going to say?
That was a moment you kind of leveled up.
Yes, exactly. You took my words. Yes, kind of leveled up.
Right on.
Buddy.
So you wanted to take it serious, that take it to the next level there. What did you do training wise different when you started to take that serious, like that next step? What was like the differentiator? Like, I need to take this serious. Now my training needs to level up. What does that mean to like an average person?
So a bodybuilder trains with a lot of intensity. I mean, going past failure, including drop sets, including supersets. You're not talking during your workout. You're there, you're pushing, you're motivating your partner, and just trying to get through it. And that to me, that's fun.
Yeah.
The reason why a lot of people can't bodybuild is because they can't push themselves to another limit. They can't go. There's nothing wrong with it either.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be a bodybuilder, don't be a bodybuilder. It's okay. But I don't go to the gym, as I told you before, to just talk during my sets or after my sets. I get dialed in and I focus on the workout. I focus on the contractions. I focus on the pump. I focus on intensity. Focus on a lot of time in between my sets. It's more of like just dialing in, more like a tunnel vision kind of thing. I've always worked out hard, but it was never always that tunnel vision. So that's the difference there, is just tunneling in and focusing on your workout and being there for your partner and pushing your partner and giving it all you got. When you can't do no more, you do more anyways, kind of thing.
For sure.
That's how.
Like that mental game, like your mind will give in before your body does.
Every time. Every time.
When you were saying like, your partners are screaming in your ear, you got 5 more. It's like mentally you don't think you could. But even with like Navy SEALs and Marines, like when I had Officer Patrick on, he's like, your mind will be the first thing to, give up. Your body can go.
I don't want to compare myself to no Marine. No, I'm not. That's not. Bodybuilding and Marines are 2 different things.
Yeah,
right?
different levels.
Yeah,
but
Marines definitely a different kind of mental thing for sure. For sure.
But I mean, they do align in some ways. Like just your mind. Your body can be pushed to the limits of different types. But getting into training specifically.
Yes.
So take me through like your week of training.
My week of training. So right now I'm working out 5 days a week. I get Wednesday and Sunday off.
Okay, so it's like a split in between the week.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
John Luca told me the same thing.
Yes,
he likes to split it.
Because it gives you more time to get things done, or spend with my girlfriend, Emily, or with my mom or my dad or my brother or something like that. And is really good for recovery.
For sure.
Really good for recovery. That's what I noticed ever since I started working out with Mitch. Alex Mitch. I call him Mitch.
Yeah.
When I first started working out, I used to go 7 days a week, balls to the wall, and for me to take a rest day in the middle of the week and then take a Sunday off, when I first started doing it, was the hardest thing.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be Wednesday, and I'm like, Man, what do I do right now? Why am I not working out?
You're just so used to being in the gym.
Then you remember, my back is pretty sore. My chest may need one more day. Oh, my legs are kind of a little bit achy. That's really good for recovery. Just relax, and then the Sunday is the same thing.
So you don't do any like stretching or training or ice bath or anything during those days?
Wednesdays I'll still do like a morning fasted cardio.
Okay.
During my prepper now, at least. Yeah. And then, so Monday is currently chest and shoulders.
Okay.
And then Tuesday is back and arms. Wednesday off. Thursday is leg day. And then repeat. And then Friday's Friday's chest and shoulders. And then Saturday's back and arms. And then Sunday off.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you kind of hit like the 2 muscle groups like a day. But with the arm day, you're incorporating like tris, biceps.
Yeah, it's a full-on arm day.
Forearms, everything.
Back and full-on arm day, yep.
For sure.
I could include a little more forearms here and there, but everybody just focus on my biceps and triceps.
Yeah, I feel like when you're doing like different types of curls, like hammer curls, you're kind of getting it.
Yeah,
like the side curls.
Back day in general really gets your forearms.
Yeah.
My forearms be pumped. I gotta buy a pair of Versa grips.
Yeah, like those grips to get them.
Yeah, because Mitch showed me them. He uses those.
Yeah. I mean, you could just be driving and just squeeze and get them going.
But it helps with your grip.
For sure.
So you get a better mind muscle with your back.
Yep.
You're not focused on gripping the bar and holding it. You can add a little bit more weight and still have efficient reps too.
Yep. Do you use like wraps or anything like that with like your wrists?
I use wrist wraps on my shoulders. Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I get a little ache in my right wrist sometimes. It's nothing to be concerned of.
It just happens.
I just use them because I feel more strong too.
Stable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For sure. Do you use like belts and stuff?
Yep.
And like knee guards or not guards, but like knee sleeves and stuff like that too?
Sometimes I use knee wraps on leg day, and I wear a belt pretty much every single day. Besides the day I'm off, and I use a belt every single time I work out, the whole workout. It keeps your core tight. Helps you keep your waist in a little bit. So and it just feels good.
For sure.
When you're going through your workout.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit of weight specifically, because I'm very curious on how much like weight you're moving for specific ways of like training up for a show. Because I look at Ronnie Coleman and those type of guys, like they were just trying to move as much weight as possible.
Especially Ronnie Coleman.
But then like you see Ronnie Coleman now and it's like, man, that took a toll on his body. But then you look
don't regret it. He was 8-time Mr. Olympia.
Yeah, you're right.
He's a millionaire.
Yeah.
You don't regret it.
I know, but it's like he can't walk. It's like
I know.
It's sad kind of. But then you look at C-Bum and he's moving a lot of weight, but I feel like he's doing it in a more safe way, if that makes sense. Like the differentiator from C-Bum to Ronnie Coleman, he was the Hulk with moving weight, and then he's more of, I'm going to move some weight, but I'm going to move it, safer. So kind of where do you align with that, with like the type of weight you're moving in your workouts?
The type of weight I'm moving through my workouts, my strength has definitely declined in the past 6 weeks. Okay. A little bit.
Like leading up to your show, you're like toning it down, just focusing
I'm not purposely toning it down.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm still really intense. I'm not changing my workouts.
Yeah.
I'm not changing the intensity. I'm not trying to change how much weight. It just, when you lose calories and lose carbs a little bit, you get kind of depleted. And this is my first time going through a prep. So this is my whole first time experiencing a different kind of like, intensities, you can kind of say. So a lot of times I would stick between the ranges of 12 to 15 reps. Okay. Sometimes, what I've been a fan of lately with my brother Scott has been my partner. And he showed me that, dude, sometimes he like to go heavy for our first 2 sets. Okay. And then the last 2 sets, kind of drop down the weight. And then focus on those, pushing that blood in there. Right. And dude, I've been getting better pumps doing that way. So like the first 2 workouts, first 2 sets of a workout. Let's say we're doing Smith shoulder press. Okay. Okay. So for the first 2 sets, I'll be going probably right now at the 10-week period, 10 weeks out period. I probably put 2 plates on for a set of 8 to 10. and then my last 2 sets, I'll probably drop down to a plate and a quarter, and do like another 2 sets of 15. And that really burned my shoulders, really gets them going too.
For sure.
And then I'm also a huge fan of rest pause sets.
Okay,
So,
what is that?
a rest pause sets, I used to do them with Alex, and I also learned it from Nick Walker. I used to watch a lot of Nick Walker videos because
He's like a bodybuilder guy?
Yeah, Nick Walker is he's top 3 in the world 2 years ago. Last year he couldn't do Olympia because he tore his hamstring.
Oof.
So and this year he's predicted to win it. But there's a lot of good guys this year.
Dude,
a lot of good guys.
Yeah.
But back on topic with how I train. So rest pause means you do a set, right? And then you just rest for a good 15, 20 seconds, or let your heartbeat recover, and then go back on. And that's 1 set.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So you do 2 sets in 1, but that rest pause is considered, so like 24 reps is considered 1 set for the rest pause. If you were to do it at 12 reps. Okay.
So if you do 12 reps,
right.
then you pause, rest pause, then you go back on, finish it out, and that's 1 set.
I like that. I like that. And you do that for like your last 2 sets sometimes?
Sometimes I'll do it for every set.
Wow.
Sometimes I'll do it for the last 2 sets. It kind of depends on the day, how I'm feeling.
I like that. I'm gonna try that.
Sometimes I want to go heavier. Sometimes I want to go a bit lighter. But it's all always controlled. It's all always controlled reps.
Yep.
That's the difference between bodybuilding and powerlifting. Powerlifting, you're focusing on contracting whatever muscle you're training. So if you're doing shoulders, you got to focus on contracting those shoulders. Doing chest, focus on contracting the stretch and the squeeze, the stretch and the squeeze.
Yep.
That's the difference. That's also the difference between powerlifting and bodybuilding. Powerlifting, you're just trying to move the damn weight.
Right. As fast as possible, get it up.
Bodybuilders are strong. Don't get me wrong, but they're strong in the sense of I can actually control the weight.
Yep.
So like when you see I just watched a video. I think it was Kevin Arvone, he's inclining 4 plates. That's a controlled 4 plates though.
Yeah.
That's just not this.
That's slow and steady. That's control. That's stable. Like when I was getting into the gym, I just started, going back to when I dropped out of college. It was like 2019 or something like that. I came home and I got my shoulder surgery for baseball because I played baseball and I, tore my...
Tommy John, or what is it called?
Not Tommy John. It was my labrum and something else. Just something else in my shoulder. So I wanted to fix that because I couldn't really lift. Like it would dislocate, it would pop out, and I was like, I need to just get this fixed. So fast forward, I start training, I get into it more, I love it, I get addicted to it, right? And then I start getting big, I'm like, man, this feels great. Like this mindset is just different, dude. It correlates with your mental, you're physically feeling good, you're seeing results, it just correlates to your whole life. And then I started like teaching Mikey and, Mikey, my brother, and Charlie, my brother.
Mikey,
and they both got really into it. And the advice I told them was like, man, don't care about the weight at first. Just control that weight, right? You don't want to just force up weight that you shouldn't be moving because you're just going to hurt yourself and it's not going to benefit you in any way. But if you're slow and steady and you're contracting, you're feeling those muscles, first you'll get a better pump, and then second you're not going to get hurt, right? So I was just like relaying that. I totally agree with. Just controlling that weight, and that's the difference between bodybuilders and powerlifting or whatever they said, But getting back to your training, so. Rest pause sets, 15 to 12 reps you're doing. Let's talk a little bit about your recovery. So what do you do for recovery? Are you kind of into the ice baths? Are you kind of into like the cryo or band work or stretching?
I don't have any access to any of those special kind of things right now. So my recovery is just getting good sleep at night.
Yep, huge.
Taking those rest days. Make sure you're not missing a meal. Make sure you're not missing a shake. And the food and the rest right now is just my recovery.
Absolutely.
I wish I can do ice baths and all that.
Yeah.
It'd be great, or red light therapy or something like that. I heard those are all good for you. I could use a sauna a little bit more, but because there's a sauna that I train at Rare Breed Fitness.
Yeah.
right there, right here, Winfield.
Okay.
It's about 30 minutes from here. I live in Winfield, the Four Seasons, so it's right there for me. They have I could use that a little bit more, but right now is nothing special like that. It's just food and rest. Food and rest right now is for recovery.
Yeah, dude, sleep is so important.
That's the most important one.
Oh my gosh.
If you're not getting enough sleep at night, you know, you wake up tired and then your digestion's slower.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want you're just lazier.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not beneficial for your body.
And you're gonna be fatigued, and
you're not
gonna have a great lift.
Exactly.
And it's gonna translate all that. Like I got this Whoop band like a few years ago because my sleep was awful, dude, and I wanted to track it. I wanted to see like what my recovery was and this and that, just for like health reasons, not for like I'm not, you know, taking any lifting or anything like that, but just to like see. I was curious. And also one thing cool about this is like I hated waking up to like the stuff,
the iPhone.
Oh my god, dude.
Man.
I think everybody could relate to that. I hate that, but this is cool because it vibrates. All it is, you don't have any alarm.
It wakes you up?
It wakes me up.
Really?
Right away. It's like, and
I don't know if I'll trust that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can trust that. I need an alarm. I need an alarm, dude. Sometimes I'll be gone, man.
Yeah, I can't stand waking up to that. I'm like, dude, I wake up.
It does suck. When you hear it, you want to press that snooze button so
just like
bad.
so much anxiety flows through as soon as you hear it.
Damn it, I don't want to wake up. But you have to, yeah.
Yeah, so recovery, you kind of just, you know, really focus on your sleep, and then you really make sure you're hitting your diet.
Yes.
So let's dig into your diet. Let's go pre-training for a show. Like let's go bulk, and then we'll go to your cut leading it up. So let's start with what's your diet looking like in your bulk stages?
So in my bulk stages, the off season. So before I met Alex, I dirty bulk, dude.
You were just getting them calories.
It was bad. No, it was bad.
Like McDonald's, Culver's.
No, not that dirty. not that dirty. No,
14 Big Macs.
That's awful for you. No, not that dirty. But I mean, maybe it's not better, but I would have like 2 mass gainer shakes with like peanut butter, ice cream, oatmeal, just load it up, dude. I wasn't tracking nothing. And then for breakfast, I'll have like 6 eggs and like 3 English muffins with like loaded peanut butter on it.
A lot of carbs.
And then my roommate can attest to this, or roommate / best friend. We became really good friends, Zach Human. And he can attest to this, dude. I had, you know what Jack's Pizza is?
Yeah.
From the store?
Oh, yeah.
There were some weeks, dude, I'll go every night with a Jack's Pizza. And dude, I do not recommend eating that way whatsoever. It was a huge learning curve for me. And I got the 250.7 in the morning time. I exploded, dude. I was getting super strong though. I was also super strong, but it was not good.
You got weight wise, you were 250.
250. It was not a good look though.
Oh my god.
I'll show you pictures afterwards if you want to see. It was not a good look. It was not too good 250. You know what I mean? I wasn't abbed up and like huge at 250. I was fat, dude. I'm like, because in high school, I could probably eat like that in high school. And I won't get a pound.
Your metabolism just killed it.
And then I was eating all that mass gainers and pizza and everything else in between. Cereal.
Yep.
You know, what else was I eating? Oh, I was a huge fan of beef and rice, but the beef I buy be like 85%.
Yeah.
You know, not the lean 93 or 96 you can buy.
Grass fed.
Ground turkey I'd buy too. And I wouldn't measure my rice. I measure my rice in just cups instead of grams. Usually now I measure it in grams and like ounces and stuff like that because it's way more accurate. Because if you just put a cup on there, you know, and don't weigh it.
Right.
Each cup could be different.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
So I was doing that. And then what made me stop was, dude, I sent one of those cheesy like fit checks to my girlfriend. And I kid you not, I was in the camera frame and I pulled back my shirt just like to adjust it.
Yeah.
And my stomach was over my belt. And I'm like, there's no way.
That was it.
There's no way. Like,
no.
And then I looked at myself in the mirror that day and I'm like, what did I do?
Yeah.
Because the next day later, I believe, you know, Mitch wasn't training me yet. But he goes, dude, like, you need to lean out, man. Like no one dirty bulks anymore. I'm like, what do you mean no one dirty bulks? Jay Cutler fucking dirty bulked. He got huge. He goes, no, it's not really a thing anymore. So then I got thinking about it. I was like, dude, like, I put on too much size, bad size. It was bad.
Now I need to transition into.
Now that's when I personally started leaning out. And then I graduate college, and I go a couple months, you know, kind of the same, not as dirty, but just eating my ground turkey, my ground beef, my eggs and whatnot. Just maintaining, kind of. I'm losing a little bit of weight because I'm not eating the Jack's Pizza every single night.
Yeah.
I'm not doing all that. So I get down to 230 something. I believe I was 230 something before I texted Mitch. I'm like, hey man, I think it's time for you to coach me. And he was all in.
Yep.
And I think we started working together when I was like 230 something. And immediately, dude, he's like, oh yeah, we're leaning you out. You need to lean out.
Yeah.
So he leaned me out down to 203 or something like that.
So what was your, sorry to interrupt, but like what was your calorie intake at that dirty bulk stage?
I wasn't tracking it.
You weren't tracking it? Like rough estimate? You were like 5K maybe?
Rough estimate, at like the most days, maybe 6,500. But it was easy to get down though, because the meal, I was only eating about 4 meals a day, but they were big meals though.
Huge meals.
And I would eat, you know, like every 3 to 4 hours, sometimes 5. Now that was definitely 2 to 3 hours though. That's strict now. Mm-hmm. But before I was getting coached by Alex, I was eating between 3 and 5 hours at a time.
That's wild, man.
And I have a fast metabolism.
Yeah.
And I was able to eat it. That's why I was doing it, you know? Yeah, I wasn't getting full.
I could put down some food, man.
I wasn't getting full.
Like, I love food. I was always a big foodie guy. Like, going off your point of where you said, like, oh, my stomach was over my belt, I had that same exact experience when I was, like, all cooped up for 8 months with my surgery. And Mikey, everybody was, like, giving me shit. They're like, dude, you got a fupa, man. I was like, all right, bro, that's over with now. Yeah. Now it's time to lock in. I'm losing this shit. I leaned out. I got to, like, 165, completely lean. I was great. And I was like, all right, what do you guys got to say now? But, like, that's just how, like, my family is. We talk shit to each other. We push each other. And I feel like that's the way it's supposed to be, but just like a quick little story into it. Like I had that same exact feeling of, all right, man.
It's like, oh, shit.
I'm not allowing this. I'm not gonna be fat, dude. I'm gonna be like the fit dad. I'm not gonna be the fat lard, bro. Like, I'm getting married this year, so
I already told myself I can't. Oh, you're getting married this year?
Yeah, dude.
Good for you, man.
Thank you, man. Yeah,
Good
so that's exciting. Kids in a couple years, so it's like that's around the corner, man. So I gotta keep my body in check.
Keep your body in check.
Yeah, I don't want to be the fat dad, but going back to your diet.
I already told myself I'm not gonna get fat when I'm. I can't do it.
No, dude, absolutely not.
My mental image of myself right now is already as bad as it is.
The body dysmorphia.
If I get body dysmorphia, it's bad, dude, especially right now.
It's crazy.
If I don't have a pump, I'm like, dude, what am I looking at?
Dude, and like like your physique in the region. I mean, like out of bodybuilders I know, top tier for sure. No, seriously.
Yeah.
Like I'm not just blowing smoke. Like your shit, Mikey, John Luca, dude, how lean you are, your work ethic, obviously, talking about your training, your diet, like, dude, it shows. But
man, thank you.
It's very difficult because once you take that next step, you want to take the gym serious, you see the results. The body dysmorphia, it's crazy. It's
it's bad.
You get it 10 times more when you look 10 times better. Like it's freakish, but you get very particular. You're like a perfectionist. You're looking at each muscle group rather than just like a general, physique look, if that makes sense.
So body dysmorphia used to really haunt me when I first started bodybuilding. There'd be days I'm like, man, what the fuck, dude? Like, why? And I used to be so down with the count. And I've gotten way better with it as time progressed, like, because you have to live with it.
Yep.
You have to live with it. You know what I mean? Body dysmorphia is always going to be there. You're never going to be satisfied, and that's the best part about it too, though.
Yeah.
It's like a win-win. Like, of course, you're never going to be satisfied. All you do is want to get bigger. You're always chasing the pump.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. As Arnold says.
So
yeah.
It used to really put me down, and I used to get in my head about it all the time. But now when I'm on my lowest days, like I just deal with it.
Yep.
You know, it's there. I kind of forget about it. You know, hanging out with my girlfriend or hanging out with my brother kind of gets rid of that. But you just got to deal with it. It's always going to be there. There's no way around it.
No.
Once you start bodybuilding, and once you see yourself go from 190 to 193 in a month, and you see yourself gain weight, you do not want to go back down.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And if you do go back down, you want to be a bigger and leaner at that weight than you were originally. You know what I mean?
You want to see those muscles more and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, just hitting on like the mental aspect of it, like you got to be mentally tough. Just in general in life, like life's gonna throw you some curveballs. You got to just deal with it, man. You know, you got to learn how to deal with that. You know, whether it's relying on the people in your life, like you said, hanging out, taking your mind off it. But that stuff's always gonna be there. But the mental aspect, you know, it's a huge part of it, of everything.
Mental aspect of bodybuilding is a very, very key role.
Right. Even with training, it goes into training, everything. And then going into the body dysmorphia stuff.
Right.
Mentally preparing yourself for like the shows and what your expectations are, the scale. There's so many factors into it. But like you said, you're locking that down, and that's probably one of the most important things, right?
If your mental is off with bodybuilding, everything else you're thrown off.
Yep, it's out of whack.
If you're stressed, you might not be hungry.
Yep.
You know, if you get into like a depressed stage, you know what I mean? You're not going to want to work out.
Right.
Maybe not, you know, or maybe your workouts be better. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
In my opinion, bodybuilding's great for, you know, looking good. Even just working out. Let's just say working out in general.
Yep.
Just staying fit. I mean, because not everybody has to be a bodybuilder. Even just staying fit. You know, your mental is so much more stronger than it would be if you didn't work out.
I totally agree.
Your mental, you become more confident.
Yep.
You're able to, things that seemed hard back in the day aren't hard anymore. You know what I mean? You're just a mentally stronger person. I'm more mentally strong than I am physically strong. And bodybuilding has done a great deal in my life with making me mentally stronger. And that's probably one of the best things about it. Because through high school, I used to ride in my basketball shoes. And my dad always used to tell me, be confident, be confident, be confident. And it didn't really seem like I wasn't a confident person, but sometimes I wasn't a very confident person, you know, in high school, and especially sports. It wasn't bad or anything, just like a little something I had. And when I started bodybuilding, I fell in love with it, and I became a way confident person.
Yep.
And my mental became way better ever since I started doing it. And that's honestly why I love bodybuilding so much too. Excuse the pump, you know, all the relationships that I'm building through it.
Right. Just
that your own mental clarity and your strength is amazing what working out can do for you.
It's wild.
I truly believe that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like quotes from Joe Rogan. I'm a huge Joe Rogan guy, watch him a lot. And he always says, like, if you get up in the morning and you go lift and you put yourself through a workout that sucks, and that feeling, or if you go in a cold plunge or you do something that, you know, puts your body like in a stress state, you know, and you do stuff that suck, after the fact, your mental is just going to rise. Like you're going to feel so much better. Like, I accomplished something this early. I did something productive. Boom. That's a great way to kickstart your day. And I mean, training, I can't stress enough, just like you said, I agree 110%. Lifting literally changed my life for sure. You know, I feel it's completely, and I didn't take it as serious as you did, but it's more of like, I want to stay fit. I want to be healthy. I took that route more of it. But still, I mean, you put in hard work, you see the results, and it's like, the feeling of that alone
It's great.
is amazing.
It's amazing.
It feels so good to accomplish something like that. Like I have, transformation photos of me when I had a fupa, and then now of like when I was, 165 lean. It's like the difference between that. Like, man, nobody else did that but me. Like I didn't need anybody else. Like it was just me doing this, accomplishing this, and I feel like if you mentally, goes out to the audience, whoever's watching this, if you're feeling like down or whatever,
work out.
Just get to the gym.
Work out. I promise you, your life will change. Literally. If you're going through some stupid shit, if you're just sad, or if you're just doing nothing, even doing nothing is worse for yourself too.
Absolutely.
Going around the house just on TikTok all day or Instagram, seeing other people's life. I have TikTok, I have Instagram. I'm not saying it's bad to have it. It has its ups and downs. But if you're just doing that all day and not doing anything for yourself, I don't understand this. I don't understand how people can live their life not chasing any sort of goal, any sort of dream. You're doing it.
Right. Trying.
Imagine you living your life. And you, and you just don't do anything. I don't understand.
I can't.
I don't understand.
It doesn't. When I was doing nothing.
Sorry, that's not life.
No,
that's
dude, you're not living.
Right.
You're not living. You're like an ant. You're just kind of crawling around, doing anything. Like you're not taking that initiative, right?
Right.
You're just like a little ant walking around, dude.
Right.
And I don't want to be that. I don't want to just like climb the corporate ladder and drive to my work and drive back and get fat and eat food. Like I'm not here to do just that. And I feel like we got similar mindsets of we want to set goals. We want to step out of the norm, and that's
we want to be better every day.
Yeah.
And that's 100%. So great, dude.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's what working out does. And you don't have to work out. You can do other things to like you can write a book or start a podcast or so many other things. It doesn't have to be working out. The reason why I say working out is the best one though, because I'm the one who went through it. I'm the one who's doing it, and I know how much great and good it's given me.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more, dude. And even with my brothers doing it too, my family starting getting into it, my sister, my mom, my dad, like everybody is getting into the lifting now and like working out and feeling good, and health is like a priority with everything, and it's just like it transforms a lot of different things, dude. And I you agree with me on that. I don't think we can stress that enough.
You said your mom and dad lift too?
Yeah, my dad's in the gym, my mom's working out, doing her thing,
We're similar that way too. My mom and dad also go to the gym.
Yeah,
my dad's pretty jacked.
Yeah,
and I'm really proud of my mom.
Hell yeah.
She started off, she wanted to lose weight, and I believe she's lost she knows better than I do, but 50 pounds, I think.
Holy shit, that's awesome.
She's doing good. She's going in the morning with me, doing fasted cardio.
You see, dude, it's like a ladder, man.
And dude, I guarantee if you ask her right now if she feels better where she started and where she is now. I guarantee you her mental's better. She's always been a really strong woman, don't get me wrong. She's never been like a sad or depressed woman. But, I guarantee you she feels better.
Oh, yeah. Moms in general, dude. I can't shout out moms enough. Like, they have the hardest jobs in the world. I had my mom on, and, just being a stay-at-home mom, like, with 5 kids, that is...
5 kids?
Yeah, dude. I got 4 brothers, 4 brothers and sisters.
That's not a father thing right
there. Yeah, staying home, taking care of, all the kids, making sure everybody's eating and bath and all that stuff. It's ridiculous. So, shout out to all the moms.
Shout out to all the moms. I love your mama.
Yeah. But that's awesome. Like your mom saw you, making the progress and saw that transformation for you, and you were kind of like, the person she looked up to get in the gym. So it's like that feels great to be that guy.
She texts me sometimes saying like thank you and stuff like that, or like you've been like an inspiration. Yeah. I don't feel like I am.
Oh, dude, you are.
I really don't like. Sometimes I get it even from random people.
Dude.
I'm not that famous or popular of a guy, but the reason why sometimes a very small part I stick with social media too, because it sounds cheesy, but some people do see my stuff.
Absolutely.
They do get inspired by it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Let's say I get like a 3,000 views on a reel. That's 3,000 people who might have seen, so I might have inspired them to join the gym.
Absolutely.
And that's
100%.
honestly a great feeling.
It is.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Even though I don't go about my day, I got to inspire all these people. I don't live by that. I just kind of happen to do it because I love to do bodybuilding.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And let me say this too, is like, I saw your stuff from Gianluca. He reposts your stuff, and he's dating my little sister, and he's a great guy, and he's taking the bodybuilding serious too. And like, it is inspiring to see like people from around here doing anything more, and stepping out of the norm. And we hit on it a little bit of like that mindset of we want to do something more with ourselves. We want to have that. We want to step out and create something or do something. And you're doing that, man. Like you are inspiring people to do that. But relaying that into social media, when did you start like funneling in, like I'm going to start recording my stuff a little bit, I'm going to start posting, pumps and stuff like that? When did that come into effect?
My junior year of high school. Man, sorry, I'm trying to think of dates. It's so hard to backtrack sometimes.
Yeah, for sure, I agree.
But junior year of high school, I met my best friend. I call him my brother. That's why the name Brother of Metal came about.
Oh yeah, that is your Instagram.
But to go back on that actually started as Brothers of Metal.
So it was like a group?
It was me and my best friend.
Okay.
Me and my brother, Zach Collins. And a long time ago, 300 something posts ago, it used to say in the description Kenny Mills and Zach Collins. But he joined the military in the Army's infantry, moved to Georgia, and he kind of lost interest in that part of it, which is fine. No big deal.
Shout out to him, dude, for serving. Like, I got a buddy serving too, Ricky Flores. Shout out Ricky, he's my guy. Anybody serving, all you veterans, shout out you guys.
Right, that's a job that's...
Yeah,
I didn't
dude.
do it.
Yeah, dude, I can't. Yeah, veterans, dude, USA guy all the way. Anybody gonna do that? Put your life on the line to protect our country. Can't stress that enough. You guys are the heroes, bro, for sure. But
I agree.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
So yeah, we started that together actually, Brothers of Metal, which is now Brother of Metal.
Yep.
It's kind of like people know me by that now too. People sometimes I get people know me as Brother of Metal instead of Kenny Mills. It's like,
that's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool. My girlfriend even got me for my not my birthday. I forget when it was. Well, Valentine's Day, I think. She got me a Brother of Metal shirt. I mean, it's kind of like who I am now. It's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, embrace it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I got my parents got me a Brother of Metal hat. It's kind of like my identity. It's pretty sweet. I like it.
That is.
But me and Zach like love heavy metal music. And there's a band out there called Brothers of Metal. And dude, and that's when we had a moment. It's like, dude, we're the Brothers of Metal. I'm like, that's so sick.
That is though.
And so me and him, his contact on my phone is Brother of Metal. So we're Brothers of Metal, and I think it's awesome.
That origin story is awesome, dude.
Yeah,
that's
actually,
sick.
We actually didn't like each other in high school for the longest time. Just some girl issues. And
I don't want
to get into it. It's some high school bullshit. You know what I mean?
Been there.
But one day, he came to apologize to me. I was an asshole. I'm like, I'm never going to forgive you, kind of thing. And then we started hanging out here and there because we had mutual friends, stuff like that. And I'm like, this guy's pretty cool. Like, I don't mind this guy. And we started working out at World Gym together in high school.
Yep, right over there.
Which is now Grit Fitness.
Yep.
But when it was World Gym, that's when it was awesome. The big guys used to go there.
Huge freaks.
I don't know why it became Grit. I'm not sure the story of that. I wish it was still World Gym.
I think like ownership bought out or whatever it was.
Like that.
It switched so many times.
So me and him started working out together and getting big and whatnot. So
that's awesome.
That was cool. That was one of the. I wish he didn't move away sometimes because we're so close.
Yeah.
We always say we want to move next to each other one day. It's that kind of thing.
For sure.
We're not just best friends, we're brothers. So
that's awesome.
It's awesome. He just had a baby.
Congrats.
His name is Atlas.
That's awesome.
I just met him last week.
That's crazy.
Little guy. First time holding a baby too.
Really?
Baby before. I don't know why. I mean, I just never held.
You don't have any like family or cousins or stuff like that?
No.
Wow.
At least I don't remember off the top of my head.
Dang, man.
You know, because we all grew up about the same age. But the first time I held a baby, his name's Atlas. Dude, he's so gentle and like.
Oh yeah.
I was nervous, but
the first time,
for him. He's got his wife Alyssa.
That's awesome.
They met through the military, and he's doing really good for himself too.
Shout out to the brother of metal, man. The brothers, dude. That origination story is super cool. Like the background to hear about that.
Yeah.
Like the metal bands, whatever. You guys, you know, it just worked out. It's the name. So that's the name.
And it's so the reason why we became close fast. Because I'll tell you why. We're literally the same person. We think about life the same way. We want to get better. We're always positive people.
Yep.
You know, if I was always down to do something with him, he was always down to do something with me. There was never any stress to try to be friends. You know,
Right.
we just naturally became friends, and that was the greatest part about it.
Yep.
You know, and him moving away, you know, through the military, I mean, it sucks, but
For sure.
I know our relationship is never going to go away.
Yeah. You got that
I know
friend.
it's never going to
yeah.
change. You know what I mean? So
You got that friend, like they move away or whatever. You guys haven't seen each other in a couple months. It's like when you get back together, it's like nothing's changed.
Right.
I got a few friends like that, dude. Like they went to college. I was home. It's like when we visit, it's like boom, dude. Nothing's never changed. But it's great to have those relationships too with that. But hitting on social media a little bit more, and then we'll finish up with something else. But social media. You started taking it serious like junior year of high school a little bit. You started posting a little bit. That's when the origination of Brothers of Metal started?
Yes, that's when it originated from, yeah.
And then when did you start, like, because I see you got like brands kind of reaching out to you, you're promoting.
Yeah, I got Team Fit Life, but that wasn't until 2 years ago I met with them. And then Capital Nutrition, they just came up recently too.
That's awesome.
I'm not like a sponsored athlete or anything. I'm more of like a ambassador kind of thing.
Yeah. When did that start? Like, take me through that. When did like the first ambassador?
So I met Team Fit Life at the Muncie show in August of 2023, and I got talking to the owners over there, and they DM'd me on Instagram saying, hey, you know, we want to give you this opportunity to blah 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 blah. We'll give you a discount code and all that kind of stuff, and that came about, and you know, I've been getting their stuff, and it's really good stuff, and I like it a lot. Man. It's pretty cool.
What's it called? Fit Life?
Team Fit Life.
Team Fit Life.
Yes.
Shout out. I'm gonna link that.
Yes.
Link your code and everything.
Those 10, yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then Capital hit me up recently too.
That's local, right? Around here?
Yeah, that's out as in Cherville as well.
Okay.
Right off 30. You can't miss it.
Yep.
And they hit me up a little bit ago. Like I said, I'm not like a sponsored athlete or anything. I'm kind of like a ambassador, helping out kind of thing. So yeah. I'd like to be a sponsored athlete one day.
Yeah, dude.
That's also a goal of mine. But
for sure.
That's not what I chase.
Right.
You know what I mean? I chase, bodybuilding. But
right. Chase the shows and, working up to that.
The social media is cool too because it does give you those possibilities. There's times where I think, maybe I should take it a little bit more serious. But then I'm like, man, I just want to be a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Live. That's why, I get a lot of texts too, like, Kenny, why don't you both post this kind of stuff and this kind of stuff, or you talking in videos? I'm like,
you don't
I
want
just
to.
like working out. Maybe down the line I will.
Right.
I don't have a videographer. I would post all that kind of stuff. I had a videographer, but I just don't want to take the time. I want to work out. Record this, record that. That's not what I'm there for.
Right.
It's not what I'm there for. I'm there to work out. And if I so happen to have my girlfriend training with me, or my brother, who's been a really good partner for me, he pushes me to record a video during my workout, and then I get a video. That's why a lot of my videos are me just posing after my workout, or maybe in between a set. But sometimes I need to post a little bit different things, but I'm just focused on getting to this June 15th show and getting first place there.
That's awesome.
That's my biggest goal.
That's such a different mindset now.
Yes.
Like, because I feel like we hit on it earlier, but like guys are just going in to get videos and content, like content lifters, and shout out to all of them. They're making good money and stuff like that, but
it's just not.
You have a totally different mindset of it's opposite. Like that's completely secondary. Like your goal is to get first place June 15th, and that's awesome to have that.
Yes.
With this world where it is, it's so content driven. It's so social media-esque, and it's crazy. Like social media is a lot. Getting into it's a lot of work to put your time in to record your stuff, and it is going to take some intensity out of your lift if you were to do it yourself. So I totally get that, and I respect that 110% because that's such a different route. And I mean, you could just tell your work ethic is just different because you're zoned in, man. Like even I hit you up, I was like, dude, we could even like record a little bit, like talking at the gym. And when you hit me with that, I was like, dude, I respect the hell out of that. Like some guys would be like, dude, that, you know, that's a content, let's do it. But I totally respected that, man, and I get it.
And I see the fitness influencer side of things too. I get why. You know, there is a possibility to go viral on TikTok or viral on Instagram, gain all these followers, get all these companies hitting you up, and it's like, I want to be known as a bodybuilder. I want to be known as a guy who goes in, works hard, and is big. You know, that big as in muscle. Yep. That's what I want to be known as. Someone who just works hard. I want to be known as like a Nick Walker or a Chris Bumstead or I can't think right now. There's so many names out there that I watch on YouTube. But the only reason why those guys record anything because they have a videographer for them.
Because it's easy. You know, they're at that level where they can hire somebody and then it's secondary. You know, their intensity is not changing. It's just now they got a guy behind the scenes with a camera.
Exactly. And I mean, that's smart. Because not every bodybuilder is successful.
Right.
There's a lot of pro bodybuilders out there who still have other jobs. Bodybuilding isn't like the NBA or the MLB or NFL where you get paid all these $1 million. You have to actually be somebody in the IFBB Pro League. You know, and not a lot of guys make it that way. So a lot of them will get the title of IFBB Pro, open up a gym, you know, start a supplement company. Use social media as an avenue for revenue. But then again, I don't want to sound like I'm doing it for money either. That's not my goal whatsoever. But talking about money, and like, of course I want to make money doing something I love, you know?
Of course.
There's so many people in this world who don't do what they love.
Absolutely.
And you know what I mean? Yeah. So why not get paid for something you love, you know what I mean?
Exactly, man.
So, I'm not, like I said, I'm not chasing that goal. I'm just chasing one show at a time, 1 pound at a time, getting leaner at a time, and we'll see where it takes me.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
That's a great mindset.
That's what I'm doing. So.
For sure. That's a great mindset to be, have. And one thing I've kind of changed about my life is trying to be more present, like focusing on things I can control, living my life, like enjoying the relationships that are, that are present to me right now, not thinking so far into the future. And like you said, you're focusing on that next show, this show coming up, that next pound, whatever it is, that next workout. And that mindset's completely, it's so healthy to have that.
Yes.
And just put life in a, perspective of just enjoy it, man. Enjoy what's in front of you, and know that you're going to achieve your goals eventually. You build that momentum until that show and capture that first place. But you got to put the blocks in first.
That's right.
You got one step ahead.
That's right.
One step at a time. But last question I got for you, man. This is super cool, super fun. But what's your vision and what's your goals coming up? I know you got the show June 15th, but where do you want to take bodybuilding?
Where do I want to take bodybuilding? So a long-term goal would be, of course, I want to be a pro one day. Is that what I'm solely focusing on right now? No. That's the long-term, that's the achievement right there. If I could just become a pro at bodybuilding, that's awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's say you're a pro at something.
Hell yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that's a long-term goal, and hopefully I get there one day. That'd be amazing if I get there one day. And if I don't, I'll still bodybuild. You know what I mean? Bodybuilding is not going nowhere for me. So that's my vision right now. But my short-term goals, going back on it again, is June 15th, Indiana Natural Show, and then after that, I'm doing the NBC premiere in August 3rd in Muncie, Indiana, and that's a really nice show. I've been there before.
That's awesome.
But my first time, this is my first year competing, so.
First year, man, that's awesome.
First year, yep. So long-term pro and just one step at a time until then.
One show at a time.
That's the vision right now.
That's awesome.
Each workout, focus on each workout, focus on each bite, focus on each meal. Just even though I want things to move fast, even though I wish I was already 280 pounds, dry and lean, and dick skin, but You know, even though I wish I was there, it's going to. You have to know. You have to be patient. You have to take a step at a time.
Yep.
And that's how you got to think of it.
Absolutely.
Because you're not going to wake up tomorrow 280 pounds.
Nope.
You're not.
It's a process, man.
You're
It
not
takes a
going to.
while, but dude, that's awesome mindset. I'm gonna be rooting for you.
Thanks,
June
man.
15th.
June 15th,
You know, check
yeah.
him out. See what he places, dude.
Yeah.
You're gonna place high.
Thanks,
I already
man.
know,
Appreciate
dude.
it. Yeah,
Your
thanks,
mindset, dude. It was super fun coming on. I really appreciate your
Yeah,
time.
thank you for asking me to be
Yeah,
on,
dude, of course, man. You're a local guy in the region, stepping out of the norm to achieve something, and those are the type of people I want to have on.
Thanks,
so,
man. Thanks,
dude. I can't thank you enough. Thank you.
Appreciate
bro.
it, dude.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
it so much.
Dude.